do we got? What do we got? These used to be a cup of dried chickpeas. They've been soaking in the fridge for a while. And the rest. Alright. Red, ooh shit. I gotta clean that up. Red and yellow bell pepper that pre-sauteed, got those off the buffet. They're sauteed in vegetable oil, so that's fine. That is pre-sauteed onion. The garlic is not pre-sauteed, it'll be fine. Crap, 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 crap. I just think it's too big, so I'm gonna blitz it around in the food processor for a little bit. Try to get it in little smaller chunks. See, now that's a reasonable chunkiness. It's, yeah. It's less strippy now and strippy. It's less strippy now and more, you know, normal. That's heating up. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and get at least one carrot done. What's a fat carrot? Sit, stay, good boy. And that's just heating up right now. So, today we are making way too much chickpea curry. Yes, it is planned to be way too much because we were going to we found another couple that we thought would be good board game and whatnot, friends, and we hung out once or twice, then we got ghosted. But of course, we got ghosted after making plans to make a shit ton of curry and just hang out with a board game night. So I got all the stuff together to make curry, all vegan and allergy friendly. That's actually something that I do pretty easily. I kind of have ideas by this point of what I can make that is XYZ allergy friendly. But I got all the ingredients up together to make nice good curry, and then poof, they disappear, as they do. You know, happens sometimes. So we need to find somebody else to share all this curry with because we are not gonna eat this much curry on our own. I can start to smell the curry spices in the pot from when we used it last, so it's about ready to have those onions and peppers put in. They were already sauteed in oil, so I don't think that they need any more. Penny hates the food processor, blender, and coffee grinder. Every time she hears it, she needs to attack. It wasn't me, guys. Something that I like to do whenever jalapenos go on sale, I just freeze them, put them in the freezer for chopping them up, so I can just pop them right in the curry. Even if they're out of season, essentially some decently fresh jalapeno. And realistically, that's not a lot in there. I'm probably gonna taste it in maybe a few minutes to see if I wanna add some more, because I do have more jalapeno up in the freezer. Also in the freezer, tomatoes. Because if you got a bunch of produce that's about to go bad, it'll last longer in the freezer. Those weren't about to go bad, but might as well. It's gonna take a little bit for the heat to melt the tomatoes into everything. That's just the chickpeas soaking in the water as well. Still working on our carrot. Curry's just a really good leftover kind of food because you just throw everything in a pot. All our kind of scrappy scraps, carrots, tomatoes, whatever you didn't use for whatever recipe else you made earlier. It'll take pretty much anything. But I think that we're gonna do a creamy curry, so I'm gonna see if we have coconut milk. If we don't have coconut milk, we definitely have soy milk. You don't have to be too picky. I think that soy milk has a little bit more protein, but coconut milk definitely has that fattiness to it. And the fat really adds something to the curry. It'll both add creaminess, but the coconut milk makes it a really sturdy creaminess. Since we don't really have anyone to share it with, I'm gonna take some to work with me tomorrow. I think that I'm gonna take an extra thing for one of my work buddies, Allie, who is not having such good times right now. And she said the other day that she needed like food stuff, was having some trouble finding motivation to go out and get groceries, kind of being work raw because it's a restaurant, so they work you raw if they can work you raw, and she doesn't really say no very well. Sweetheart, love her to death. It's one of the reasons why you love her. But it's one of those character flaws that she's so sweet and doesn't like telling people no, but she'll work herself to death to please other people. Can you see how orange that is? I'm only gonna add that one carrot. That is too much orange. You wanna eat the rainbow. What do we got? What do we got? Only a little bit of turmeric, I feel like. Definitely black pepper. Salt. Duh. I'll add a little bit of chili powder. Why not? Red pepper, definitely. And cumin. Ooh, ginger too. We should probably add a little ginger. If you do any kind of Asian thing, just adding ginger like pretty much takes it from American bastardization to next level real quick. I don't know, like Americans don't think of ginger for some reason. That's really how you make things top notch. The frozen tomatoes are like almost melted. Full fat coconut milk. Like you're supposed to shake these really well. I don't think it really helps that much, but good. I just think that it works better if you take the label off the can. The label gets stuck if you don't take it off the can. Fatty fat. So that entire can, that'll be good for this whole thing probably. I mean, it is a full can. It's a big pot, but it's a full can. And just ending with a little bit of veggie broth. If I can get it open. 2 tablespoons. So that's like maybe half of a jalapeno, 2 tablespoons of veggie broth mix, a can of coconut milk, a little bit of water for the veggie broth, maybe a cup of tomatoes, 1 fat carrot, garlic, onion, enough to taste, and of course the soaked but not yet cooked chickpeas. I think it's really creamy and you don't really get that flavor until a little bit. It's gonna come to a boil, then drop down to a simmer. And I think I'm gonna let it do that for an hour. And hopefully after that, that'll improve the taste because usually that will really help the taste to mature. Maybe a little more salt. And now it's cleanup time. Significant other has requested potatoes. I forgot that we got potatoes. Okay. So I leave the skin on and just kind of score the skin. See, like right there, that's like a little indentation so that you can chew it better without getting that weird skin texture. That's because like most of your potassium, everything like that, that's in the skin of the potato. Fleshy meat part, that's where you're gonna get all your carbs and sugar, but the actual vitamins, that's in the skin. These are just gonna be in, I don't know, cubic inch chunks? No, less than that. 1.5 centimeters. I don't know. I'm just chunking potatoes. I'm making them that big chunks, which will definitely cook all the way through in that hour. Maybe I'll only add them halfway through. Like, it'll get it really starchy. Yeah, because I don't want the potatoes to get like mushy, but I don't want them to be raw. And if they get like all that flavory goodness in them, that's great too. I'll probably check on it in 30 minutes and add the potatoes. All right, so there is our very orange curry right now, and it has thickened up quite a bit. I did have to do the thing where you add a little bit of the broth to a bowl with some flour, mix that in and pour it back in to get the sauce a little bit thicker, and it's going to thicken up a little bit as it cools down. You don't want to eat this boiling, obviously, but that's a good texture shot. And we are also gonna be having this over white rice. That's just a really good neutral flavor. Hey babe, ready for dinner? Oh, hello. What? It's not for use. Oh, you really want it? I mean, still get kind of that thing where you don't really taste the spice. It's just creamy. Like, it's good and it's creamy. It's just, you don't really taste much, and then it like all hits you at once. I feel like that happens sometimes with some spicy foods though. I think one of my coworkers brought a bunch of hot sauce the other day, and one of them, it just tasted like plastic and then was hot. So I think that's a good example of a kind of no flavor and then just heat. But I guess the flavor was plastic, but that doesn't make sense. Why would you want hot sauce to taste like plastic? How could you get hot sauce to taste like plastic? Penny is under my feet just waiting for me to drop her a potato because she knows that I want to. It's actually got chickpeas. The pugs love chickpeas so much. Chickpeas and pumpkin, I think, are their favorite. Or at least they have little chickpea pumpkin treats that I made. They're actually in a jar over there, so they think that every time I go into the kitchen, I could get them a treat. I could get them a cookie. I just don't for some reason, because I'm evil, apparently. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for sticking around so long. And if you like more of this content, please make a comment saying so. Don't forget to like and subscribe.